Hello everyone, this is Owl Spectral. Welcome back to the Land of Empires. So today I have kind of two things to talk about. The first is the Season 12 meta. We have been in Season 12 for a while now, and after that I'll probably do a quick review of the event that just got dropped an hour ago from Reset. Actually exactly an hour and 4 minutes ago. But the Season 12 meta has been rather interesting. So we have had the opportunity to experience this new set of heroes both in and outside of the Battle Disorder. And nowadays, I think the meta between the Battle Disorder and outside of the Battle Disorder are relatively similar. Why? I'm not too sure, but that is just how it is. But the kind of overall characterization of the Season 12 meta is that we have a set of compositions that kind of balance each other. It's like the United States check and balances. You have the president, the executive branch, you have the Supreme Court, and of course you have Congress. And in season 12, we kind of have a similar situation where we kind of have like a three-way near hard counter scenario where the most popular composition, or what kind of used to be the most popular composition that was believed to be very, very strong, which is the Neptune arc with the Michael's Arma, a composition that is very similar to Season 10, but with the Season 10 Cavalry hero, of course, being replaced by the Season 11 Cavalry hero. And that composition gets hard countered. Not necessarily hard countered, but pretty damn close by this that literally came out of nowhere. Like the season 10 Archer, he was very, very underused back in season 10. And that is because I guess he's still quite bad against your typical season 10 teams, but he turns out quite damn quite good versus like season 6 surprisingly, as well as of course this team. So this team counters this team in both attack and defense scenarios in the battle disorder, and of course outside of the battle disorder it doesn't really matter. You see this team, you don't really want to run this season 11 cavalry against this team. And the team that counters this team turns out to be kind of like this. You can either use this variation with the season 6 archer hero, so 996, or kind of a Khufu variation. So you can run the season 8 hero together with pretty much any cavalry and the season 6 archer. And that counters this team really well. The reason why I cannot really explain, but generally speaking, this performs rather well against season 6. And in turn, either this variation or the Khufu variation, it performs relatively well versus this team. Now, if we were to put this against Khufu, the Khufu variation straight up, I think this team is slightly superior overall. But both variations, they get pretty much destroyed by this team. So we're back at team number 1. It gets destroyed by team number 2, who gets destroyed by team number 3, who gets destroyed by team number 1. So basically what happened in this Battle of Disorder is that people started stacking these teams alternatively. They would stack team 1 on top of team 2, and team 2 on top of team 3, or vice versa. And that led to a very strong defense where even much weaker player than you, because my account is about 260 million CP. Imagine if I had actually 260 billion CP. But I would be afraid of a player with maybe even just 180 million CP. He would be able to almost defeat or even defeat my season 11 composition with this armor variation of a composition. And of course, if I were to run this on top of my main team, then they would simply run some variation of team 3 to counter my team 2. So these are all relatively strong, if not hard counters. And another very interesting fact about these three teams is that they are all pretty damn good against season 6. This first team is perhaps the weakest against season 6. If you are of similar power against your opponent, you could potentially get a pretty even matchup if you run an ideal season 6 armament team. But when I say it is the weakest out of these three, it is by no means weak against season 6. Against most season 6 teams, this composition will prevail against a similar powered player. This composition now is pretty damn strong against Season 6. And its variation is actually also very strong. So, for example, if you replace this Cavalry Hero with Lu Bu, without even any armor, it pretty much hard counters Season 6 under most circumstances in the Battle Disorder and probably outside of the Battle Disorder as well. And I can probably show you an example. I don't know how exactly it works, but the Season 10 Archer, it just does weird stuff. Take a look at this. So Dutch HM, I dare to say, is slightly weaker than me, but I am running this against this composition with one of the most ideal Season 6 setups. Of course, there's more powerful variations. For example, you can potentially use a Folio Weekend Season 11 Archer in place of Leona. I believe that is slightly better. And of course, you can use the Season 10 Awakened Cavalry Hero, and that is definitely better than Quinn here. But it doesn't really matter. No matter what variation I use, this setup absolutely destroys my Season 16. And I guess we can take a look at how that happens, or I guess we can't because the Battle Disorder is over now, and for some reason we can only watch replays in their respective game mode areas. But if we just take a look at the damage is shared between the Cavalry Hero and the Archer Hero. And this is very interesting how it plays out. But what basically happens is that the Archer Hero somehow deals a lot of damage to the Cavalry Hero about 10 to 15 seconds, or around 10 seconds into the fight, with kind of a piercing attack. I mean, with his Rage Skill attack, sorry. And then the Cavalry Hero deals heavy damage to the Infantry Hero. So your front line basically gets wiped within the first 15 seconds, and then you're pretty much dead. Like, it's the same turnout whether I use Season 6 or the Season 11 team. I don't think I've saved a replay, but it's just quite ridiculous. Let me see if I do have any replays for that. And yeah, we can see a variation of that composition getting countered to some degree by season 8 composition, I guess. I know Johnson is a bit stronger than I am, but yeah, I don't have that battle saved, unfortunately. Let's take a look at the result here. So here, the Archer deals a lot of damage, and of course we can't watch the replay here as well. I would love to, but back when I watched the replay, his first ultimate attack pretty much deleted the Cavalry, and his second ultimate attack, I don't know, it deleted the Infantry. I don't know how it works. Like, I don't know how any of this works. Sometimes I just wish we had like a beta mode where we could test these different compositions in like a testing scenario setup. Like, I just kind of predefine the stats from both sides and then test different variations of heroes. I think that game mode is kind of long overdue by now. But yeah, I'm not too sure. Reduce the final defense of the target enemy troops and all surrounding melee troops by 40%, then deal 1200% damage to them. I guess that is what's going on. But a lot of different archers have this capability, right? So this just reduces their charge value. This reduces their skill damage. Additionally, reduce damage of the target's rage skill. So we can see that this archer, is it unique in that it reduces their defense? Like, I mean, it increases their damage taken. So this increases damage taken by 40%. I believe melee includes cavalry. So this does nothing, obviously. The final defense of the enemy cavalry unit troops is reduced by 20%. So this is definitely not what is affecting the scaling here, because the scaling is absolutely insane on the damage of this archer's rage skill attack. Like, this is not helping either. So it's only just reducing the final. Actually, it doesn't even make sense. Like, the final defense, that is just like pure scaling. It doesn't mean like it does mean they're going to take 40% more damage, but it doesn't really justify the insane damage they're taking. So they're taking 40% more damage here plus 20% more damage here. That's like nothing on the level of Season 10, Season 11 skills. So he is paired with what? He is paired with Season 4 Kellerman. Reduce their final defense. Yeah, so we can see even back in Season 4, we were reducing the final defense of enemy troops by 40%. And your troops' final attack, like, I feel like if these skills actually worked, then we would see that appear. Like, we would see that damage scaling go up based on our normal attacks. But this is purely damage dealt by the rage skill. It is not damage dealt by the normal attack. So if anyone can figure this out, you're epic. But at least from my end, I simply cannot make much sense of it. But I think overall, the current meta is largely due to Season 11 hero skills not actually working. In particular, as I mentioned in one of my previous videos, the Cavalry Hero's Awakening skill hilariously doesn't seem to work. His skill is supposed to increase your rage skill charge speed after everyone uses their rage skill, but obviously, based on what we've seen in the replay, the rage skill charge speeds did not change at all. I don't know if anything's been updated since then, but I don't see any updates to the description, nor do I see more people running the absolutely garbage Season 11 infantry as well as the Season 11 archer hero. The only places I've seen these heroes being used is with the Season 6 armament for the archer, and I don't know, the Season 5 or Season 4 armament equipped on the cavalry hero, on the infantry hero, because I guess his rage skill can be okay. It increases your final defense. That's something at least. But yeah, I haven't really seen these heroes used outside of armament settings, and even if they are used, then they are absolute trash. Like, if I see anyone running this hero or this hero in the battle disorder without using any armament, I'm just gonna run the Season 11 setup with the Season 11 cavalry and expect to win in 99% of cases. So yeah, the other interesting fact about the current Season 11 meta is that they are all strong against Season 6. As I mentioned earlier, this team is the weakest, and the consequence, I guess, is that for the first time in probably maybe even over a year, Season 6 teams are no longer frequently run in the battle disorder. And I think that, to me at least, is a breath of fresh air. I love using Season 6 setup for harassment or just to get semi-good trades when everyone is running out of energy. But all these teams, like even variations of the Team 3 that counters Team 2, they are all generally strong against Season 6. And this team's just absolutely hard counters Season 6. So in the current battle disorder, I didn't really see much Season 6 being used, contrary to pretty much all previous battle disorders, where people were just spamming Season 6 teams again and again. But yeah, let me know what you think about the current meta in the comments, or I'm always available on Discord for a chat, or maybe just chat in the main Discord channel. But yeah, I both like and dislike the current meta. I like the current meta because it brings new variation. Like I mentioned earlier, it's a breath of fresh air for people who've been using just spamming Season 6 composition. It gets kind of old real quick. But on the other hand, it is only a new, we're only in this kind of meta because Season 11 is just kind of trash. Except for the cavalry. The cavalry has his uses, but please fix the awakening skill. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna ever change these two heroes, or maybe down the road they'll turn out good, like the Season 10 archer hero. Who knows? But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. And I think now is a good time to quickly jump to the sports event. Yeah, this is my first time looking at this event, but it looks exactly the same as the previous cards event, with the exception of the hero fragments being updated from Season 10 to Season 11. I guess that this is a good thing for people who just want to max out the Season 11 heroes, but right now, there's really no point getting any of these heroes further than 6 stars or 8 stars. I think the cost doesn't really ramp up until 8 stars. Like, I have my infantry hero at 8 stars, you can see it costs 80 fragments to level up. My 5-star Attila only costs 15 fragments. let's take a look at how this increases. I think it's overall just really, really normal. Whoops. Let me use my unused fragments. I'm not going to spend that much time talking about the event because it just looks like the same of the previous event, with the exception, of course, that it runs in parallel with the Dragon Coin return bonus thing, which is quite good. I think this was EGP, some Egyptian currency. Anyways, this is quite good because it makes your spending about at least 20% more efficient. For people who only spend like 10,000 or 20,000 Dragon Coins, it's probably gonna boost your efficiency by like 30 to 40%. It's really, really good for the early stages and decently good for large spenders. So going back to what I was saying, I totally forgot. Yeah, okay, I was upgrading this hero. So let's just quickly rush him to 8 stars. So we're at 15 right now. That jumped to 20, and I'm guessing the next one is 30. Yes. So we're going from 15, then 20 to 30, and then suddenly we're going to 80. Now, stat-wise, I don't think there's much of a difference in the efficiency. I mean, not in the efficiency, rather. There's not much difference in the quantity that you're getting with each upgrade. I think it's a constant scaling across all the different stars. So the last 2 stars are really just there for the awakening skill. And this awakening skill is decent, but because this hero itself sucks so much, and because season 6 is not currently used, there's literally pretty much no point in maxing either this hero or the infantry hero until something is changed about them. But yeah, I think the event overall is fairly standard. The rewards are still the same, with of course once again the exception that we have the Dragon Coin return bonus. Let's take a quick look at the skin. Wait, what is this? Okay, this is just the bonus vulture. The ×2 is quite nice. I always get this, well, because I have free Dragon Coins. But I do think that you get a decent amount of materials every day. I think you can farm. We could actually find that out right now. How many can you farm every day? Actually, let me give myself a quest first. There doesn't appear to be any good quests right now, but let's just take this one. So let's get this one. Come on. And this one as well, because I'm about to do all the daily stuff. And I do appreciate how quickly you can do the different daily stuffs in this game. And I think the one that gives you the tickets are the Hell Watchers, the diamond spending, and finally the speed ups. So we're gonna go through that all at the same time, and I'm just gonna do it I'm doing it the efficient way right now, which is to go one by one. Now that I have cleaned up everything, we're just gonna blitz all the rest to make sure that we have done enough Hell Watchers to get all the tickets. Following that, we are going to be speeding up the training. 1, 2, 3, and that was a lot of speed ups, so that should have been sufficient to get us all the tickets that we needed from speed ups. And finally, we are going to the VIP shop to buy some regular speed ups because I love regular speed ups. We're gonna buy we're gonna buy out all the speed ups, and hopefully that would mean that I've spent enough diamonds on them. Yeah, so this is a little bit excessive, but you get the point. Now we should have all the rewards we can collect for today. So every day you can do the same to collect these rewards, and let's see how many we get. I think we'll get a maximum of 60. I'll be happy with that. Or yeah, 54, not too bad. I think you can only get 14 from the Hell Watchers. Yeah, I'm not too sure. Maybe you guys can count, but I do think that 54 is the maximum you can get per day. So that is 27 without the $2. Whether you think 27 times 7 is worth the $2, to me it is, but that'll be up to you to decide. So the rest of the event, I'm just going to take a quick look at the skin. Look, oh, this is interesting, but this is just plus 1% attack, which is to me not very valuable. What about the rest? We have some random shards, not very interesting. Your typical unit type boost here. And finally, we have the honor rankings, which gives, oh, like a selection chest. Oh, this is actually quite good. Like, I see Nirvana here, which is one of the fairly limited skins from a couple months ago. Yeah, I see some good things in here. So this might be worth going for anyone who is interested. But the rest of the event, not so good. Yeah, that is pretty much all I have to say. There may or may not be a part 2, but we'll have to see. Probably not. This just looks like a fairly normal event, I would say. So this is to the 20th. It does look like, well, this goes to the 27th. I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe we'll have a part 2. Yeah, we will probably have a part 2. We'll have to see what the part 2 looks like. For the, let's see if there's anything you can buy right now. Yeah, it doesn't look like we have an event shop right now. So the part 2 will probably feature the event shop where you could, buy the rewards which scale from the $5 to $10 to 20 to 50 to 100, etc. So yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed this video. I'll be keeping a close eye on if they ever update the Season 11 Infantry and Archer Hero. And if they do, we'll look forward to their performance in the future. And once again, I do hope the developers eventually gave us a testing platform so that we could maybe finally have a chance to understand how hero skills work in detail. Hope everyone enjoyed, and please look forward to my next video. Take care.